didn't Mr. Medicare stream with this guy? Like, I think he was, like, during the internet blood sports era. Wow, like, those were the days. YouTube was something else back then, wasn't it? For those of you who don't remember this gentleman, I can get you down a trip through the memory lane. I can spill a bit of lore here, because I find this guy to be absolutely fascinating. You see, it all started in 2016, when there were a lot of terrorist attacks going around in Europe. And with terrorist attacks comes, like, the best product in human history, which is censorship, right? All of a sudden, like, every time there was a terrorist attack, you had to think about all of the innocent Muslims that didn't partake into it, that are now going to have to face the evil far right. And the word Islamophobia becomes a thing, like another British invention, right? And so, in this era, in this time, you have this gentleman, which apparently got in trouble in his country, in Singapore, for talking shit about Islam. And so he sought refuge into the United States. He wanted to benefit from the evil empire that has free speech as a human right. And so he goes into the United States, and he does start a YouTube channel, and he talks against Islam, and he talks about free speech and stuff, and he gets quite popular, right? But after a while, he begins talking about pedophilia. And you gotta understand, you know, like, the internet was a lot more permissive back then, in the sense of people were actually willing to engage with ideas. Like, you could go on a stream, and if you're a person like Amos Yee, you could actually, like, try to explain why you think the age of consent should be lowered, and people wouldn't cancel you for that, but they would definitely mock, ridicule you, that there would be, like, people going in and talk against you and be like, what the fuck are you saying, right? This is the time when, like, the pedo bear used to be a meme. And so, again, like, back in that time, like, during the 2016-2018 era, you could actually appear on a channel and say the most batshit insane thing, and you weren't canceled, right? Like, as long as you were making ratings, as long as you were bringing people in, it was fine. However, as I already mentioned, like, I remember a stream with Mr. Medicare, and the reason I'm bringing it is because Mr. Medicare was absolutely sure that this guy is trolling. Like, there was no fucking way that this guy is serious. Like, he was absolutely sure that he was doing it for engagement. He was saying, like, things that he knew would upset people, specifically in order to get super chats. I remember that I wasn't on the opinion. I was like, no. I genuinely, like, don't think this guy is trolling. Because here's the thing, you know, there's a lot of things that you could troll with. Pedophilia is usually not one of them, because that kind of affects your job opportunities, you know? Like, if you're a young man and you go online and you're basically, like, trying to say things that babies can consent. Again, I remember, like, this was one of the hot takes that he had, right? Because, like, if a man places his penis and the baby reaches out, then that's fine. And, like, what the fuck? You know, like, everyone is like, what? What? Even back then, even in that era of the internet, like, that was a little bit too much. And, again, Amos Yee goes from this person that was invited in right-wing spaces, and not just on the internet, but he was actually invited at conventions and stuff, because he was a free speech warrior, you know? Like, he's a person that came from Singapore, and he talked mad shit about Islam, and now he's in the United States, and he gets to lecture people about how important it is to maintain free speech. But when he starts going that route, you know, even, like, people that were for free speech, and it's like, yeah, you can say literally anything, like, no one should cancel you, but at the same time, I don't want to be with next to you, you know? Like, if you're going to say that thing, it's just like, oh. And so he stops getting invited from events, and he becomes even more outspoken about pedophilia. And this goes to the point where he gets arrested. Now, he doesn't just get arrested for possessing child pornography. It wasn't called XAM back then. It wasn't like XAM. No, it was CP, right? He wasn't arrested just for that. He was also arrested for the fact that he was grooming a 14-year-old girl. right? So not the 17 Dr. Disrespect level. No, like 14. And so, like, that's the end of the line for him. Like, apparently, he got placed in a prison. I understand that he got out on parole, but he may have violated his parole because he got imprisoned twice. And so, after he finished his sentence, he got deported, right? He was taken by ICE, and I don't know, like, if he actually got U.S. citizen status, right? Because, like, he went looking for asylum because he's getting persecuted in his country. But, like, after the imprisonment and the fact that he's getting deported, I guess, like, he doesn't have U.S. citizenship, right? So now he's in Singapore, and he is being arrested for a different crime, which is the fact that he dodged the draft. So, like, they're not persecuting him for the Islam thing, which I don't know if it's got, like, some statute of limitation there or whatever. But he is actually being persecuted for dodging the draft, which is a serious offense there, right? So he has spent time in the U.S. He was then released, and he's now deported by ICE, and he's going to probably get locked up into Singapore as well. Now, he also committed some other crimes that even I personally didn't know about. Like, for example, he insulted the founding leader of Singapore, Lee Kuan Yew. And he also rose to notoriety in 2015 after the death of the leader when he posted a video criticizing the former prime minister's legacy. The exploitative-laden video likened Lee to Jesus Christ and criticized Christians in general, which is also a serious crime in a country that takes pride in maintaining religious harmony. So again, when he criticized Islam, like, I thought that at the time I wasn't a political expert like I am now, you know, and I was thinking like, well, it's probably like a Islamic nation. No, like, apparently criticizing religion in general is not okay in that country. But more interestingly is that at the age of 16, he also posted a crude cartoon depicting Lee having sex with former British minister Margaret Thatcher. Right? Like, in 2026, this is actually Qassam. Like, he not only, like, committed Qassam in real life, but he also generated it from the ether, right? Because if he is 16 and he makes a doodle of himself and Margaret Thatcher, like, according to British law, like, yes, this is another case. So, probably he's wanted by the UK authorities as well. Not for the 14-year-old girl, like that's in the US, right? But, like, he committed another crime in the UK by doodling himself at the age of 16 as a minor, right? Committing unlawful acts with Margaret Thatcher. That is also Qassam. Anyway, right, I just noticed that the BBC brought him up on my page. So I was like, oh, well, I guess he's back in Singapore. That's interesting. Let me know what you guys think, though. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.